Good morning. My name is Chantel, and I'm an addict, a former methamphetamine user, an ex-garbage pail junkie. I took every drug possible from the age 13 to 29 years old. Today, I am a 15-year clean, drug-free woman who is a mother, wife, a homeowner, good friend, neighbor, professional employee, and tax-paying citizen. It wasn't easy, and it wasn't pretty. I was the oldest child of 10 children from an irresponsible mother whose own methamphetamine addiction took precedence over everything, including her children. My grandparents rescued me when I was 2 years old. For the next 10 years, they provided me with a safe home life. I went to school, I joined sports teams, I even went to church. But at 8 years old, I started drinking, stealing, lying, made easier by the bar and restaurant my grandparents owned. Stealing bottles of wine and vodka made me the hit with my peers. And I had a taste for the spirits and enjoyed the popularity. My grandpa was on to me. He tried to intervene but when I was 11, he passed away and my whole world went dark. My grandma tried to help, but at this point she had had enough of me. I returned to live with my mother, who I had known very little of, and she was still in her addiction. Now with 4 more children, all in foster care system. Without supervision or direction, my education stopped and drugs became my life. I started to hang out with the wrong crowd, stealing and getting into heavy drugs. At 16 years old, I gave birth to a son who I eventually lost. Homeless and living out of my car every day was a struggle to get high and stay high. For the next 10 years, heavy meth use led to drug sales, which led to multiple jail times. At 29 and 4 months pregnant, I was arrested again for drug sales, possession, failure to make probation department appointments. I was being booked when I felt my daughter kick for the first time. While in prison, I was allowed to give birth and complete my sentence at Mother-Infant Program. I was introduced to HealthRIGHT 360's Walden House Female Offender Program on Treasure Island. As I was being transported to the island, I saw the city lights and the skyline of San Francisco for the first time in my life, and I made a vow to my precious baby daughter, Billy, that I would work like hell to not repeat the roadmap that my own mother had left for me. My first day at HealthRIGHT 360, I was starstruck. I met and watched the other women leave their jobs. These women were kind and loving mothers, well-spoken, welcoming, and looked beautiful and put together. They had a glow about them, and that was everything I wanted for me. From that day, I was so inspired. I knew we were in the right place. This was my only chance to make changes. More than ever, I feel recreating the life of my mother led and took full advantage of HealthRIGHT 360's program. The next 18 months in the program were about learning how to be the best mother, how to recognize my own triggers, understanding the role trauma played in my life, while developing the skills that were needed to live a meaningful and sober life. The first year of treatment was to complete all our classes in mothering, grief and loss, seeking safety, anger management, cooking and nutrition, understanding trauma, domestic violence, and all issues related to women's health. In counseling, I had to dig deep into my soul and clean up the garbage that was holding me back all my life. I was able to grieve the death of my grandpa, forgive my mother and grandma for not caring for me when I needed them most. I was able to understand that addiction is a brain disease and not a failing. I believed that I was worthy and deserved a better life. More important, Billy deserved a present, loving, and available mother. I learned how to live in my sobriety, how to ask for help, and how to tell the truth. Once I completed classes, HealthRIGHT encouraged me to apply for a janitorial training program that paid its trainees as we learned. I was 5 weeks into the program, and the desk and office I was cleaning became my own. The catering firm I was cleaning hired me to be their receptionist and facility manager, making $15 an hour. And boy, was I happy. After 18 months living in HealthRIGHT 360's program, I managed to save $10,000, rent an apartment on Treasure Island. I was ready to take the plunge and live as a responsible woman and mother. I filed taxes for the first time ever in my life. I opened a bank account in my own name. These things to me were bigger than life. I now was one of the women who had a glow and was well put together and confident. You gave me the tools to use for a successful life, the foundation to build on, the ability to work and save money, to live life as a sober woman, and above all, how to care for my daughter. Without HealthRIGHT 360's help, who knows if I would have made it. My daughter had a loving and sober mom. And all of this was because I was ready to change, and HealthRIGHT 360 was there to help. Today, I have a wonderful, supportive husband. Billy is 15 years old, a high school student, and we own our own home in the East Bay. I'm a full-time member of an amazing nonprofit, One Treasure Island, where I produce and manage events and oversee community services and giving back to the community, which once helped me. Thank you very much for supporting me and supporting HealthRIGHT. HealthRIGHT has support in supporting survivors like me. I honestly say this with every being in my body. I wouldn't be here without you, and this program really does help. Thank you.